right here. I got a Cam Johnson one. I
Okay.
mentioned this on my podcast with Bobby Marks earlier in the week, and he was iffy on it. So I'm curious about your thoughts. Cam Johnson to the Cavs for Isaac Okoro, rookie Jalen Tyson, Niang's contract, and their unprotected 2031 first. And Bobby was iffy on it because the Cavs, you could argue, and I think his reason is pretty sound here, you could argue the Cavs should try to get under the luxury tax this year to not get that clock started. So you become a team on over the tax multiple years in a row. Once Mobley has to be re-signed and all these guys' deals come up. And so Bobby was like, maybe you go the other way and try to trade a guy to get under the tax. I think that makes sense. At the same time, Cam Johnson is very clearly an upgrade over Isaac Okoro. He adds dynamic shooting ability to your team when you're on a 70-win pace. This could be your chance to go for it. This could be the only year. Who knows what's going to happen in the future? So I like the idea of at least going for it this year and trying to roll the dice with somebody like Cam Johnson, adding more upside to your team.
I don't like it. And I'll tell you why. I think if that team loses in the playoffs, it's going to be because of their inability to guard wings, right? Cam Johnson's not helping me with that. So if I'm using my last trade chip, and I agree, their shooting's great. That always helps. But I don't think he's playing crunch time for them because now I have Garland out there and Cam Johnson. If I'm playing Tatum and Brown, who's guarding Tatum and Brown if I'm playing those guys together? So I feel like if they're going to do a trade like that and go into the major tax, I need somebody who can potentially guard Jason Tatum in the last 5 minutes of a game 6 in Boston. And I don't think it's Cam Johnson. That would be my counter.
I don't know who it is though that you could go get. I mean, like Isaac Okoro is a better defender, but he also is somebody that you're going to be helping off of on defense. It's always a, push pull with these guys. So for the Cavs, you have limited assets.
Well, why do they have to do anything? They're playing really well. Like I guess that's my other question with them is like, they seem like they all love playing with each other and they're having a great season. Like sometimes continuity is the move, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Sometimes it is. And sometimes you regret not trying to add another piece. It can go both ways. I think it depends. Like Cam Johnson's a good guy. I think he could fit into any locker room flawlessly. I don't think it'd be an issue.
He's having a great
season. The team. Yeah, he's been great. So I just think if you're talking about like who defends Tatum, who defends Brown, like it's hard to defend those guys, all these great players at that level anyway, unless you have a truly elite.
Maybe it's easy to defend Jaylen Brown lately.
Right now it is.
Yeah. He's going to try that fall away again from the foul line. That'll be great. Try that one more time.
Drive to the middle of the floor with your left hand again.
Yeah.
But I think for the Cavs, if you're talking about that matchup issue, I mean, you do have Dean Wade, who's been really good defensively for you. But even then, Dean Wade alone isn't stopping those guys. It's having Evan Mobley shade over and help. It's having Jared Allen presence at the basket. It's Donovan Mitchell helping at the nail and shading help over. Like it's more than one guy. So I don't think Cam Johnson's some liability by any means. He's just an average defender, but he's definitely somebody that they would pick on compared to the others. Yeah. And by the way, if you're picking on anybody, like if it's an end-game lineup, it's Garland. It's Garland still. No matter
now I
what.
have two guys I can pick on. I'm using Cam Johnson's guy to set the screen for Garland, and it's like a feast now.
Could be.
It's an interesting one because on the other hand, you could say, well, we're just going to outscore everybody. Now we have Cam Johnson. We're scoring 120 points a game, and we'll figure out how to get some stops. I'd be really scared to do that much if I was Cleveland because it seems like one of the few teams we have right now that actually really likes playing with each other. Yeah. Right? How many teams when you